of one of the assistant coaches chasing Caitlin Clark down as she's riling up the crowd. And it seems like she's getting scolded, reprimanded, told, hey, all that hyping up, don't do that. Don't do it. Let's take a look here first. Now here we go. Body language doctor. Body language doctor is out and about. Caitlin Clark's like, what the hell is...
D'onorevole. Was Caitlin Clark the target of the WWE by the Fever coach? In the middle of the celebration? Indeed. There was just rediscovered video of her being forcefully restrained from experiencing her moment. Additionally, the collective consciousness of the internet is eroding. Was it a plan? Was it sabotage? Was someone upset because they weren't invited to the dance, or what? Stay tuned because people are yelling that she did not just do that after what transpired next. This one has replays, receipts, and a ton of what the hell energy.
Now let's get started.
Has gotten to the point where she realizes if she gives the ball to Natasha Howard, not only is she not going to get the ball back, but Natasha Howard isn't even going to look in her direction. We have officially reached that.
In one moment, Caitlin Clark is energizing the audience and lighting up the court as she always does. Best, and then her own coach turns against her, tugging her back violently as if she had just attempted to use an open water bottle to jump a TSA screening. It was evident in Caitlin's expression, the astonishment, the pause, the what in the hell just happened? Nor suffering, nor rage. Just the startled understanding that happiness is now constrained in Indiana.
So look, I don't think it's any secret that I'm not a fan of the Indiana Fever backroom staff. I'm not a fan of what they're trying to do to Caitlin Clark, and I fully believe they're trying to diminish, they're trying to dim the flame of Caitlin, and they're trying to make her fit in to what the WNBA used to be, rather than fit out and be her. I mean that. Like, that is my opinion, and there's no question about it.
Furthermore, let's face it, this isn't a one-time event. This is the icing on the cake for an extremely strange, uncomfortable, and vexing Sunday that has been accumulating since the day she was drafted. The woman is unable to even sneeze without someone from her own social circle attempting to give her a micromanagement-laced piece of tissue. You would assume that her triumph would grant her some latitude, but it turns out that even rejoicing needs committee approval.
Everybody online is talking about this play during one of the games where, as you're going to see, one of the coaches for the Indiana Fever just went and pretty much almost tackled Caitlin Clark for getting the crowd riled up. Man, why is she doing it? And I want to say that's this lady right here, Karima Christmas Kelly, one of the assistant coaches. And as you seen right there, she just seemed to have went and grabbed the Caitlin Clark as Caitlin Clark was trying to get the team, the crowd amped up for a big time.
This girl has been turning casual, building fan bases, and selling out venues. Sports guys into ardent WNBA fans. Despite this, the franchise that ought to be creating monuments of her is treating her like a staff meeting intern who became overly enthusiastic. The distinction between sabotage and structure is subtle, and this coaching staff is wearing heels and breakdancing all over it.
This clip getting shown again, and it's just, in my opinion, is completely unacceptable. It is completely unacceptable. Like, if a coach did this to any other player in the league, they'd be fired. Or they'd at least be questioned for them being fired. Then goes and hits a step back three on JC Sheldon. And she goes, the whole crowd's going nuts. And she comes, and she's getting subbed off, by the way, at this stage. She's getting subbed off for the game. She doesn't go back in the game at this stage. So it's not like it's a close game. They're up 20. She does not see the floor again. Caitlin Clark is there hyping up the crowd. She's there trying to hype up the crowd. Exactly what you want. Exactly what you want. You want to see this version of Caitlin. You want to see this player. And watch what happens here. So the coach just grabs her. Just grabs her out of nowhere. And I'm like, I don't think there's anything too malicious in that. I don't know if there's anything too malicious. We don't know what's said, but like, you can't just grab.
The administration is equally uninspired, as if they happened upon a generational star. It gave her a to-do list right away, which included things like sharing the spotlight with people who can't lay up, dim your personality, and never make us look like we're not in control. Caitlin Clark was brought in for more than just three-point shooting. She was introduced to alter the course of events. Nevertheless, it appears like she encounters subtle opposition to every action she makes. If it's not her teammates' inexplicable time restriction, it's their reaction to the movement of the ball. And now, like a mischievous child at Disneyland, a coach is actually snatching her in the middle of the celebration. Come on, it wasn't merely a misunderstanding. That was a killer of vibes. Remember that since college, this girl has been electrifying crowds. It's her thing. It functions. It provides vigor, drive, and enthusiasm. However, the hospital staff appears to prefer that she rejoice quietly in a dark room with a librarian softly clapping in the background, rather than leaning into it. It would seem that she violated protocol. No, she broke ratings records, but it's obvious that this coaching staff, who are more concerned with appearances than real basketball victories, doesn't care about that.
That is transpiring with the Indiana Fever, but I said this yesterday, there is definitely something going on within the locker room, the front office. Something is off, man. This is the third situation in one game we have had involving Caitlin Clark and the coaching staff and pretty much another player. We had the Natasha Howard situation where Caitlin Clark bent down to tie her shoe up because she knew Natasha Howard wasn't even going to pass her the damn ball. And I'm telling you right now, that whole situation is crazy in itself. Ever since DeWanna Bonner been gone, they have simply turned this thing into the Natasha Howard team.
Let's not act like this is a PR campaign about teamwork, discipline, or anything else. There is a line floating around. This relates to control and a coaching and management team that appears to be more frightened than motivated by Clark's seriousness. T is causing insecurity. It is providing inadequate preparation. It's providing, we weren't ready for someone this big, so now we're going to shrink her down to size.
It's peculiar.
It's deaf. To be honest, it's a little depressing since you can see it on her face right now. When she is benched, when she is pulled too soon, and when her colleagues act as though she doesn't exist on the wing, beneath the surface, there's a quiet cry and a spark of incredulity. She plays video games. A she is both a professional and a competitor. Additionally, the strange energy emanating from the bench is wearing her down. Though it's less intense, the delight is still present. Although it is blinking, the shine is still present. Someone will eventually inquire, why stay? Why continue to act as though this is a year of development when all that is actually taking place is a gradual and agonizing rejection of everything that makes Caitlin Clark Caitlin Clark?
Last season in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark was 26.5% of all economic activity. As a rookie, merchandise in the league went up 234%. But here was the one that struck me. Before she got there, the Indiana Fever, the valuation of the franchise was $90 million. After playing, 40 games, the valuation of that team now is $340 million. I don't think it's a game you duplicate. There is no second Steph Curry. There is no other player that plays like that. She could be $1 billion athlete. Like, when I see these numbers, I'm like, oh, this.
Furthermore, let's not even discuss the larger objective because the more this continues, the clearer it becomes. Many powerful individuals are unsure of how to respond to a white woman who is defying the norm in the WNBA. She doesn't fit the typical story. She is not engaging in political gamesmanship. She's not getting involved in identity conflicts. Her only goals are to win, hoop, and excite the crowd. For those who like well-chosen underdog tales, that makes her a problem. Additionally, she is beginning to feel as though she is being punished for being too successful too soon. Fans aren't stupid, that's the problem.
They observate.
The tension is audible to them. The body was read by them. Additionally, we shouldn't even talk about the bigger goal because the more this keeps going, the more obvious it gets. When a white woman in the WNBA defies the norm, many influential people are not sure how to react. She doesn't match the usual narrative. Political gamesmanship is not what she is doing. She avoids becoming embroiled in identification disputes. Her only objectives are to hoop, win, and thrill the audience. That makes her problematic for people who enjoy well-chosen underdog stories. She is also starting to believe that she is being punished for becoming too successful too quickly. The issue with fans is that they are not stupid. They watch it. They can hear the stress. They read the corpse.
Has been knocked on her ass. She's been knocked on her ass. She's been cheap shotted. She's been poked in the eye. Everything. They have beat the Connecticut Sun. This is a month ago nearly. The Connecticut Sun beat the crap out of her. Absolutely beat the crap out of each other. But
And don't be alarmed if this is the course that the Fever will continue to take. There's only so much strange energy sabotage and career throttling a person can endure before they decide they've had enough. So it would surprise me if one day Clark walks in, looks around, and says, "Nope, I'm good." And when she does, there will be superior coaching and half the league waiting for her. This is more than just a coaching error. It's a masterclass in mishandling talent across generations. She has faced challenges since the beginning. Nike postponed her shoe as if it were an unfunded Kickstarter campaign. The league has been sluggish to defend her from public insults and cheap shots. Additionally, her own team now appears to be preferring to neutralize her over releasing her. Additionally, the celebration grab was emblematic of everything she has gone through since being the league's face, not just a physical one. Fans are frustrated, then. Both literally and symbolically, they are witnessing their beloved athlete being held back. And they're sick of hearing that they should have faith in the process when it appears to be so broken. A generational star cannot be the basis for a franchise while you pretend to be taking care of her during summer camp. Enough already.
Body had put on there, has this coach been reprimanded, suspended, fired? This is really terrible behavior. What is happening behind the scenes? If the WNBA wants to do an investigation, they might want to look into the Fever staff treatment of Caitlin Clark. And you see right here, women are equal correct. We all know the story. This would be if there were a male coach, why a double standard? Fire her. Coach's posture is interesting. I remember seeing it live and thought it was weird.
The Fever will either subside or they run the risk of losing the very force that initially rendered them significant. Because not just Indiana will feel the effects if Caitlin Clark eventually decides she's had enough. The WNBA as a whole will be witnessing the greatest thing that has ever happened to their league. They will leave the nonsense behind and never look back. The Fever seem to be teaching a masterclass on how to lose a superstar in 30 days at this point, to be honest. Similar to if this were a romantic comedy, Kelly Clarkson would be playing a dramatic role while Caitlin Clark would be packing her bags. Context. Every crowd-hyping gesture, every electrifying moment, and the arrogance that once emanated from all three promoters are all fading. This has nothing to do with rookie nervousness or a shooting slump. This team is deliberately destroying basketball's appeal for the one player who restored it to millions of people. It's similar to seeing a unicorn gradually transform into a mule when senior management determined that glitter was too distracting.
No one is giving you a chance, and it's not fun no more. Angel Reese fans no longer making it fun. They've been very draining and exhausting. The Caitlin Clark haters is no longer making it fun. They draining and exhausting. Your fans, some of the CC fans are no longer making it fun. They are draining and exhausting. No one, not one, is giving you the opportunity in your era to grow, for you to get better. Everyone has high expectations of you because of what you did your first year.
And it's madness from a business perspective. No spreadsheet is available, no algorithm. There isn't a single PowerPoint presentation that can defend suppressing Caitlin Clark. She is more than a mere athlete. She has a jump shot, is a brand, attracts media attention, and generates income. However, the fever that is gripping their clipboard is here. For example, perhaps if we squeeze a bit more firmly, she will eventually cease grinning altogether.
Genius, Missiondone.
Since Caitlin Clark hasn't truly smiled in weeks, let's face it. And who is to blame for her? She was thrown into a locker room with chilly chemistry, drafted into dysfunction, assigned a coach who views her as a liability, surrounded by teammates who act as though their warranty is nullified by passing to her. Each game feels like a collaborative endeavor, where someone else's careless work is being used to grade the top student. Additionally, she is reprimanded, benched, iced out, or snatched whenever she dares to have some individuality. The message is unambiguous.
Caitlin, turn it down. Reduce.
Caitlin Clark getting basically wrecked. This is one of the worst decisions that I have ever seen any league engage in. Caitlin Clark is the biggest draw for a team sport in my life relative to the audience that would be fans of the sport without her. Bigger than Michael Jordan was for the NBA, bigger than any NFL star has ever been. All of those sports were very popular before those athletes got there. Caitlin Clark is the golden goose. Every game she is dropping golden eggs, and they are trying to strangle the golden goose to death. It's one of the dumbest things.
That a league pleading for attention would permit for this to occur. When the WNBA finally has a ratings queen, they give her a screenplay called How to Conform and Alienate Fans in 10 Easy Steps, instead of giving her a red carpet. She is being attacked for every gesture, chastised for every feeling, and instructed to share a spotlight that she brought about with her extraordinary talent and charm. And even the most resilient players start to falter when the atmosphere is this antagonistic. Caitlin is avoiding strange politics, subtly harbored grudges, and backstage rumor campaigns that appear to be intended to shatter her before she even fully emerges, in addition to handling defense on the court. Let's also discuss commerce. If the Fever's treatment of their perhaps it's time for a cordial breakup, franchise savior. She is not flawless. No one is. She has committed rookie errors, she may be bold and have taken dubious pictures, but that's what made her so formidable in college. That edge, that fire, that atmosphere of no regrets. Clearly, the Fever doesn't want it. Let her go, then. Release her. Send her to a team that doesn't try to stifle her with micromanagement and mediocrity, and that genuinely recognizes what a once-in-a-generation player looks like.